Those dark markings look frighteningly familiar, especially when you only see them for a second. And that quick mistake can turn a harmless backyard visitor into a needless casualty. But these are two very different snakes, and confusing them is surprisingly easy. So is this animal dangerous, or is its appearance telling you the wrong story? Look past the fear for a moment, because the first surprise changes everything. This is a juvenile rat snake, and it is non-venomous. And instead of hunting homeowners, rat snakes often spend their lives hunting animals homeowners dislike. Mice and other small mammals are important prey, especially as these snakes grow larger. Rat snakes subdue much of their prey by constriction rather than venom. That makes a rat snake part of the natural predator system already operating around many homes. This particular identification mystery mainly concerns parts of eastern North America.
Here is where another mistake begins. A frightened, harmless snake can make its head look wider.
So the old rule that a triangular head automatically means venomous simply isn't reliable. A real copperhead has a different pattern, including distinctive hourglass-shaped crossbands. On copperheads, those dark hourglasses are typically narrow across the back and wider along the sides.
But identification should happen from a safe distance, not with your face inches from a snake.
Then comes a behavior that convinces even more people that they have something dangerous.
Rat snakes can rapidly vibrate their tails, and dry leaves can turn that movement into a buzz.
But a vibrating tail is not the same thing as possessing a true rattlesnake rattle. The display is defensive. The snake is frightened and wants the threat to disappear.
This routine changes with temperature, because snakes depend heavily on environmental warmth.
Much of a rat snake's life happens hidden beneath logs, rocks, debris, and other sheltered spaces.
During hot weather, many rat snakes become more active during cooler evening or nighttime hours. And
that flicking tongue is collecting chemical clues, helping the snake investigate its surroundings and locate prey. And unlike the ground-bound animal many people imagine, rat snakes are remarkably capable climbers.
They regularly climb trees, which allows them to search places a mouse-hunting snake might otherwise never reach.
Barns, sheds, and other structures can also become hunting grounds when prey is available. Sometimes the snake is not the real reason for concern. The food attracting it may be. Young rat snakes have a broader menu that can include frogs, lizards, and small mammals. Adults also take birds and eggs, so their ecological role is more complicated than simple pest control. Like every wild predator, a rat snake participates in a food web rather than working for homeowners. Warm shelters can help a snake regulate body temperature while still remaining protected from predators. Even those rough-looking scales are designed for an animal constantly squeezing through vegetation and climbing surfaces. During the warmer breeding season, adults search beyond their usual hiding places for potential mates.
Females lay eggs in protected locations where warmth and moisture can support development.
Those eggs remain hidden, which is why homeowners may never know a clutch is nearby. And when young snakes appear, their bold pattern can immediately restart the copperhead confusion. Seeing a small patterned snake does not automatically mean a venomous species has reproduced beside your house.
A distant photograph is far safer than trying to inspect a wild snake with your hands.
If identification matters, use a photograph and a reliable regional wildlife resource whenever possible.
Indoors, however, even a harmless snake can create a situation that deserves more caution.
It's all right, stay back, everyone. Keep children and pets away, and never corner an unidentified animal.
What looks like confrontation is often simply an animal searching desperately for cover or an exit.
If you cannot identify or safely manage the situation, call a qualified wildlife professional.
Non-venomous does not mean incapable of biting. Almost any snake may defend itself when grabbed.
The simplest way to avoid that defensive bite is also the easiest. Do not handle it. And never place hands or feet into hidden spaces where you cannot see what is inside.
Pets should be kept back too, because curiosity can turn a peaceful encounter into a defensive one.
Now return to the feature homeowners notice first, the pattern.
Copperhead markings form repeated crossbands, rather than the rat snake's separate, irregular dorsal blotches.
A young rat snake usually looks more like dark islands sitting across a gray background.
But shadows, distance, and individual variation can make those differences much harder to judge. That is why you should never move closer just to check a pupil or tiny facial detail. Remember, even this harmless snake can temporarily produce the wide-headed silhouette that people associate with vipers. But now comes the detail that makes this mistaken identity even stranger. As many of these rat snakes grow, the bold juvenile pattern becomes less obvious. The gray, heavily blotched youngster can mature into a snake that looks almost completely different. Someone unfamiliar with that change could easily assume these are two unrelated species. The adult may then appear in an entirely new place, including rafters, trees, and outbuildings. And if rodents are using those structures, a skilled climbing predator has a reason to investigate. That does not make rat snakes magical exterminators, but rodent prey genuinely forms part of their diet.
If rodents are drawing wildlife toward your home, reducing their food sources addresses the deeper problem.
Reducing unnecessary clutter can also remove sheltered spaces used by rodents and snakes.
Sealing appropriate exterior gaps can help prevent both prey animals and snakes from entering buildings.
Where poultry or eggs need protection, physical exclusion is usually more sensible than persecuting every snake.
Outdoors, a snake with a clear escape route will often require nothing more than space. Now imagine seeing that same pattern again after dark, when every marking looks more dramatic. Instead of rushing outside, distance gives you time to observe what the animal actually does. It is not advancing toward the householder, it is searching for the safest route away. The tool that seemed necessary 10 minutes ago suddenly has no purpose at all. Given an escape route, the mysterious visitor simply disappears back into the landscape. Nothing attacked, nothing needed killing, and the encounter ended because nobody forced it to continue.
Knowing the difference matters, but respecting an unidentified snake matters even more.
The next frightening snake beside your home may be far less dangerous than the mistake you make.